In a bustling town, not far from the great river, lived a young man named Elias. Elias was hard-working and kind, but he had a heavy heart. He wasn't heavy because of work or because of money. He was heavy because he remembered everything. Every insult anyone had ever whispered to him. Every mistake he had made 5 years ago. Every time someone had treated him unfairly. Elias carried these memories like a treasure, replaying them in his mind over and over again. Because of this, his face always looked tired and his shoulders were always slumped. He thought that by remembering these painful moments, he was protecting himself. He thought, if I remember the pain, I won't let it happen again. But instead of protection, he found prison. He couldn't trust his friends. He couldn't enjoy a beautiful sunset because he was thinking about an argument from yesterday. His mind was like a crowded room where everyone was shouting and he couldn't find the door. Hearing of his trouble, a neighbor told him about a wise teacher named Master Kael, who lived in a small hut by the ocean. It was said that Master Kael knew the secret to a light heart. Desperate for relief, Elias packed his bag and walked to the ocean. The sound of the waves usually calmed people, but Elias was too busy thinking about his problems to hear them. When he arrived, he saw Master Kael sitting on the sand, fixing a fishing net. The old man looked up with eyes that seemed to hold the depth of the sea. "Master," Elias said, his voice shaking, "I am exhausted. I carry so much anger and sadness from my past. I cannot sleep. I cannot smile. Please, give me a medicine to make me forget." Master Kael smiled gently and shook his head. "I have no medicine for memory, young one, but I have a task for you." He handed Elias an empty, rough sack. Then he pointed to a pile of large, dirty potatoes in the corner of the hut. "Take a potato," the master said, "for every person who has hurt you, and for every painful memory you refuse to forgive. Carve the name of that person or that date onto a potato and put it in this sack." Elias was confused, but he did as he was told. He spent hours carving names. By the end, the sack was heavy, very heavy. "Now," said Master Kael, "for the next 1 week, you must keep this sack with you at all times. Everywhere you go, the sack goes. When you eat, it sits on your lap. When you sleep, it rests by your head. Do not let it go." Elias nodded. He thought it was a strange task, but he wanted to be healed. The first day was difficult. The sack was heavy and awkward. It bumped into his legs when he walked. By the third day, the potatoes began to smell. They were rotting. A sour, unpleasant odor followed Elias everywhere. People stopped talking to him because of the smell. By the fifth day, Elias was miserable. His back ached, he was tired of the weight, and the smell was unbearable. Finally, the week ended. Elias ran back to Master Kael's hut. He dropped the heavy, smelly sack onto the sand and gasped for air. "Master," he cried, "this was torture. The sack was heavy, it hurt my back, and the smell was terrible. I couldn't relax for a single moment. Why did you make me do this?" Master Kael looked at the sack, then at Elias. He asked softly, "Did the potatoes hurt you?" "No," Elias said, "but carrying them did." "And did the smell come from outside or from within the sack you chose to carry?" "From the sack," Elias replied. The master nodded. My dear boy, this is exactly what you are doing with your heart. The pain, the regrets, the anger, these are like the rotting potatoes. You think you are punishing others by holding on to your anger, but look at you. You are the one carrying the weight. You are the one smelling the rot. You are the one who cannot sleep. The people who hurt you, they are not carrying the sack. Only you are. Elias stood frozen. The sound of the ocean suddenly became very clear. He realized that for years he had chosen to carry a bag of rotting memories, thinking it was important. So what is the solution? Master Kael asked. Elias looked at the sack. He didn't need to ask. He picked up the sack, walked to the edge of the cliffs, and turned it upside down. The rotten potatoes fell away, tumbling down, gone forever. He dropped the empty sack. He stood up straight. He stretched his arms. For the first time in years, his shoulders felt light. The air smelled like salt and freedom, not rot. Master Kael smiled. To forgive is not to say that what happened was okay. To forgive is to say, I am done carrying this suitcase. Peace is not the absence of trouble. Peace is the refusal to carry the trouble with you. Elias returned to the town. The problems were still there. The past had not changed, but Elias had changed. He walked lighter, he laughed louder, and he slept soundly. He learned that the strongest hearts are not the ones that carry the most, but the ones that know when to put the burden down. If you are carrying a heavy sack today, maybe it is time to set it down. If you liked this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends who might need a little peace today. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay light and stay peaceful.